Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video. Thank you all the members, all the patrons. Make sure to subscribe, guys. We are trying to hit 50,000 subscribers until the end of the year, so help me out there. It really does help the algorithm, so subscribe and let's get going, guys. So today we are flying out the Lightning specifically, right? But the objective is to actually test it out, the Red Top. The Red Top was a missile that everybody complained. If you knew the missile from its history and its service life, you would know that it was technically an all-aspect missile. Why technically? Because it wasn't. It was just a normal missile, but the secret was so big that depending on the situation in an afterburning target, it could in theory detect a target from a head-on. Really kind of doesn't matter because, as I said in multiple videos from now, missiles, even all aspect ones, they're not, until like the 90s, they're not really made, or even a little bit later than that, they're not really made for a head-on pass. Okay guys, it's normally something that it's not going to be happening too much also, but it's mainly because the missiles are not very good at head-ons, even though they can detect the targets. If the target maybe throttles down, or maybe, fires a flare or something like that, it just means that the missile will miss, right? So that's why normally in doctrines, for most of the countries that you will see these missiles being used, they were normally limited for a rear aspect shot only, okay? So yeah, so all aspect and rear aspect and all of that, it's not like a definition, or maybe it's just a definition actually. It's not something that you really need to pay attention to. The important part is basically looking at each individual missile together with its stats and together with the way that everything is in a war that it was used, everything like that, to actually be actually called an all-aspect missile or something like that, right? So yeah, the Red Top isn't one of those missiles, but after the new update that they did, I already did a lot of videos covering it, and I will do a couple of more. You will notice that the Red Top is technically an all-aspect missile right now in the game. Only in afterburning targets and only in certain situations, especially flying high. Remember, ground clutter can be a very problematic thing for the missile to actually identify what it is ground and what it is not ground, and it is an aircraft producing heat, right? So yeah, the sun, obviously, stuff like that can cause problems to these missiles to actually be used as a all-aspect shot. But in high altitudes, where it's a little bit colder, and in very, very hot targets, such as an Su-7, for example, as you're going to see at the end of the video, it is going to be an all-aspect missile. But as you saw right there, for normal targets, even a side aspect shot for a Saber, for example, can make the missile just lose track, okay? So don't expect this missile to be an A9L. Obviously, I don't have to tell you this, guys, but obviously don't expect this thing to be the best missile ever, especially being a 9.3 aircraft in this specific usage in the Lightning. Obviously in the Sea of Vixen it is even lower, right? So don't expect to actually use this all aspect kind of factor too much even. All the matches that I done, I only used once, and it is working, but as I said, it's not really useful unless you are flying kind of high or looking at least upwards in a very hot target, such as an interceptor or maybe the Su-7 is a ground attacker, right? But still, aircraft that produces a lot of heat with the afterburner. As you see right here, A4, basically nothing. So yeah, obviously I think there is one factor to it. Remember, these missiles, they can actually detect the fuselage heating due to the attrition that it does with the amount of speed that you have against the air, right? So if the target is really fast, even in normal military power, it means that the missile will be able to get a lock. So yeah, but the thing is, these aircraft that don't have the afterburner, they will not fly that fast. They will not fly in such speeds as a Mach 1, right? So they would not produce that amounts of heat, and they cannot just be able to get a lock on those certain normal situations. They need some kind of proper heating, like because of the BR that you are basically, right? So yeah, maybe in top tier, it is one of the reasons that you will see a lot of these missiles working a little bit better, even in some targets that maybe try to just take it out the engine, like just reduce the power to make you lose tracking on the missile. But if the target is fast enough, the missile will keep it up. So that's a good thing. It is realistic. Obviously, these change. So many missiles, I know a lot of people are complaining. A lot of the missiles feel nerfed, okay? But yeah, they're just a little bit more realistic right now. Flares are a little bit OP, but that's why the humans actually made IRCCM systems, right? So yeah, the main armament in these aircraft will always be the cannon. Such aircraft like the Lightning, for example. Of course, the Sea Vixen, it is only using the red tops, right? But with this addition and the lower BR that it has, it's probably a very good aircraft right now. Even if it's not going to actually see the proper difference in heat signature, because you, as I said, you are only basically fighting against subsonic aircraft that don't have afterburner and are not flying that fast that the fuselage is heating up enough for the missile to actually be a null aspect. But still, it does help a little bit, right? And I think the main thing about a null aspect missile will always be the side aspect side of things, right? And not a head-on pass. It's more like try to get a lock as soon as possible in a dogfight, or maybe in a target that it's perpendicular to you, or in a diagonal for you, or something like that, right? So yeah, as you see here, kind of a mistake there. I just kind of went too deep into the enemy's territory there in a roll. I think it was yeah, they just got me. And here is the last example, the last gameplay. Here is the example of this actually working. As you see, we are in a cold map in kind of a night situation, so the temperature of the air is already kind of low, together with being very high and with a very hot target. You can see the afterburning engine of the Su-7 there. So as you're going to see, 5 kilometers, 4 kilometers, 3, and a lock. He was kind of a side aspect, but still, as you see, it is working. So very, very cool. So it is working, but in very, 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 very specific situations. Anyway, it is useful against these more advanced aircraft than you. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe. Trying to hit 50,000 subscribers. Get out there and test the red tops. They're pretty cool right now. I will be doing more videos on the missiles. And I see you guys on the next one. Bye guys. See you.